Right.
There we go.
We ought to, somebody ought to be taping this for outtakes, you know. I don't ever want to be shaped into, being the person who founded the Body Shop or the person who was, a good retailer, because my identity isn't that. That's what gave me the income to do the things I really want to do. My belief is I came out of the womb as an activist, and I'll go to my death as an activist, standing up for things I believed in. That's what makes me feel alive. Being a retailer doesn't make me feel alive. It's just skills attached to selling a product. But being an activist, I love it. I'm not cynical about the government or politicians. I just know they're career politicians. They have an agenda, and the agenda isn't representing people. So, instead of saying I'm cynical about it or making jokes about it, I'll just try and sabotage it, which is what I've been doing all my life. It's hard in many cases when you're a pioneer, when you put your head above the parapet. But I just love being on the side of the angels. For me, it makes me feel alive. If I'm outraged by the system, being able to protest. When you grow up and you feel an outsider, you don't dance to the same drum beat as anybody else. And if you're an immigrant, as we were, the only Italian immigrants in the town, Littlehampton, things are different. We were loud, we smelt of garlic. We had a mother who used to throw buckets of water at the priest, squashed garlic on our clothes, and frog marched us into the church because she hated the priest and wanted to stink of the place with garlic. So from a very early age, I knew about sabotage. And if you had the same sort of really amazing teachers that I had, like Sister Immaculate Conception, who were teaching her kids how to look after the knights of the road, the tramps, and you were measured by that consistently. When you're 10 years old and you see the very first printed booklet of the Holocaust, and that sort of kick-started me. So protesting, being on the street, I thought was really sexy and cool, and got caught into that at a very early age. The very first protest I ever went on was to demand that we had a safe place for roller skating. And I went and talked to our local MP. That was about 12 years old. Then there was this outrage when I was in my early 20s of all the police houses and all the naval houses, because we had a big naval depot in Littlehampton which were empty, and they should have been filled, I thought, with homeless people.
But aren't you satisfied with this answer?
No, of course I'm not satisfied. There are still 18 empty houses, and until they're all occupied either by police families or by anybody in the community who's paying rates, then they should be filled.
For me, in the Body Shop, I wanted to be able to be a voice, a delivery system for the voice of some of the best campaigns out there, and just say, hey, here's a resource, here are these shops. In those days, hundreds of shops around England and around the world. We were able to shape our company, the Body Shop, into a way that was as near as possible to the Quaker form of running a business, which has to have a social agenda, not just a profitable agenda, but you clean up your own mess, that you're kind to your employees, that you're honest and honourable, you're transparent. And from day one, we never had anybody coming in and saying this is a wrong thing to do. To be a real leader, to be a values-led leader, you don't consistently ask the customers what you want, you do what is the right thing to do, and then educate the customers about that. That's what you do, and that's what we did in the Body Shop. We didn't say, excuse me, please, do you mind if we fight for human rights? And in cosmetics, that's the last thing anybody really cares about. They want to have a shampoo that works, conditioner that works, a face cream that works, cleanses the skin, cleans the hair, whatever it does. You've got to find very creative ways of getting the message across and saying, your power is in your pocketbook. You've got enormous power, use it. You can use it by saying no, or you can use it by choosing who you want to share your money with. You're never remembered. You're never remembered for what you do in business, ever. You're only remembered for what you do in civil society. And I think that's the truth. I don't feel vindicated. I don't feel pissed off. I just feel, I remember when 30 years ago, it was I wanted to save the world. Now you're so grateful for any approximate solution, any little thing, you know, so I'm not knocking anybody. I'm thinking, please God, do something. You know, I don't believe in this thing, I don't want to take corporate money, because the recipients of the money, in many cases the impoverished, don't give a damn where the money is coming. Just do something. Just do something. I don't care if it's greenwashing, whitewashing, just do something. If there was one single campaign that I want to be measured by, is a campaign that even America doesn't know about. And it's about the longest serving prisoners in solitary confinement in a prison in Angola, which is right down in Louisiana near Baton Rouge, near New Orleans. And it was the worst prison in America. And these guys are ex-Black Panthers, so they're political prisoners. They set up a Black Panther chapter in the prison itself. And they stopped the prison rape that was going on with the prison officers. They made sure the food was much better. And of course they were accused of killing a prison guard, even though the wife of the prison guard said they didn't do it. And they've been there 35 years. And they're political, I mean, there's no doubt about it. So trying to get them released. I think as you get older, what you want is the affection of a group of people that understand what you're about, and you interpret that affection not by smiles and, you know, them crying in front of you or whatever. It's by saying, okay, how can we do what you want to do? How can we be an activist? How can we do things as well? So action to me is the measure of everything.
Exactly.